Hey, everybody, put your shovels down. It's the Full Court Press podcast, talking everything local hoops. Welcome in with Jason Guarente, Jeff Reinhart here, LNP and Lancaster Online. Jason, that latest snowstorm was a dud.
It was overhyped.
Yeah.
Too warm to snow as much as they said it was going to.
Yeah, I was like, milk, bread, eggs. Oh my gosh, look out. And then it was nothing. We're driving around and we're on the roads and we are taping Monday morning. We are in the second full week of the District 3 playoffs. First week of districts, anything jump out at you?
Well, I covered one of the craziest games of the entire season, probably, yes, which was Octorara and Cocalico in the 5A quarterfinals.
Yes.
Cocalico's up 13 with 2 free throws.
Okay.
With 3:50 to go.
Ooh.
Miss both free throws and wind up losing. 19-5 run to close it out for Octorara to win by 1. A 3-point play by Vito Vespi with 2.7 seconds left. What's funny is a fan, they see you scribbling notes in the bleachers and he asks you what you're doing. Yeah. They usually think you're a scout. They used to ask us this all the time. It doesn't happen that much anymore. Yeah. And, I point to my book and you basically recreate the game on paper so you know anything that happened in case you have to refer back to it because you can't possibly remember everything. And I never use any of it. I might use one tiny fraction of it. Okay. But the reason you keep it is this game. Because you need to know exactly what the score was when it all fell apart and exactly how they came back. So you keep those notes for 50 games and you use them for maybe 2, and this was one of the 2. So it was a weird comeback because it's not like Cocalico fell apart. It was just sort of this incremental stumbling. They took a couple quick shots. They had 4 turnovers, and Octorara scored every possession. They had a couple 3-point plays. They had a 3-pointer. It was amazing. And then, I don't know, you haven't been there for a boys' game to Octorara's gym.
No, I've been to a couple girls' games.
Well, it's loud, and the pressure gets to you. You start to panic as it slips away, and they pulled it out. And their reward for that is a trip to Milton Hershey, which is the number 1 seed.
Oh, boy.
Only lost 2 games in the regular season.
Oh, boy.
It's going to be tough. All the 3 teams we have left on the boys' side all face number 1 seeds.
Oh,
they're the ones that are in the championship. Hunt.
Nice nugget. Yeah. It's a crusher for Cocalico.
Yeah, it was in their pocket, and they'd handled the pressure so well. And they have Timmy Hambright, who's this best player they've had in a long since Tucker Lesko, probably 10 years ago, and they didn't make leagues, so districts was their thing.
There you go.
And it looked like they were headed to the semifinals. You know how you're mentally writing your story. You're just thinking about, they haven't made it since they made the district final 5 years ago, and you're writing it in your head, and then all of a sudden it just fell apart. Yeah.
Take 2. Delete.
Yeah.
Delete.
Backspace.
Backspace. Been there, done that many, 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 many times. I was at Pequay Valley back-to-back nights last week. Saw Pequay Valley girls play Columbia, which is always a war, and it was another war. Back and forth they went. Pequay took the lead late, ended up winning 35-34. Janae Patterson hit a big shot. Shocker.
Back-to-back district finals for Pequay.
How about
girls.
that? Yeah. Good for them. They're through. Didn't get out of leagues again. Lost in the quarters, but they were the 2 seed. Got a home game. Beat Columbia. Shalise Burke also had a big shot, and they pulled one out against Columbia. So Pequay Valley gets Trinity in the finals. I was back at Pequay the next night to see Linville Hill. I thought, let me go see Linville Hill. Back-to-back reigning champs. State runner-up. Maybe this is the end of the line. We'll see. Sorry, guys. They played Greenwood, which is the only pub school in 1A, and they're always good. And again, really good game. Went down to the end. Courtney Good, who gets a breakaway layup in OT with 7 seconds left. Peyton Smucker got a huge steal and outlet, and Good goes down and scores. And Linville wins, so they're going back to the final again. They're still alive for a three-peat. So saw some good games last week. Let's look ahead. Yep. Let's go through the brackets. I love a good bracket. 6A, one boys team standing, Crest?
Cedar Crest won a first-round game against Muhlenberg.
Yeah.
That was a big win
That's
for the LL. It was a 4-13 game. Big win for the LL because it didn't win a 6A game last season.
Right.
And if you go back, Cedar Crest is the only 6A team from the LL to win in districts since 2023. So the last 3 years.
Wow.
So it's been a tough go. Warwick had that memorable run to the final in 2022.
Yes.
And since then, it's been Hempfield made a semifinal appearance and Cedar Crest. But then Crest ran into York in the quarters, which was underseeded at 12. You know, they were better than that. They took out Reading High in the first round.
Wow.
Kerry Glover's York's coach. He guided Columbia to 2 district championships. So he went there and has reversed the direction of that program, and now they're in the semis, and Crest got knocked out. So Crest is in the playbacks to find out where they're seeded for states. They have Cedar Cliff in the next game. But that win was big for the LL because they didn't get shut out 2 seasons in a row, and that would have been bad in 6A.
6A girls, nice and easy. Nobody's left. Penn Manor, Manheim Township, Cedar Crest, Ephrata all lose in the first round. Township, the LL champ. You win the LL title on Friday night.
Yeah.
Monday night, you go and you lose and you're out and your season's over.
There's a lot of teams that made league runs that struggled in that first district game.
Yeah.
It's hard to play a championship and then flip it 3 days later and get the emotions up. And
Big time.
Teams got bounced because of that.
Yes, and Township had a pretty tough draw as the 10. They had to play at Central York.
Plus,
and
as a
they're
10, they
always
were
good.
20, they had 4 losses and they were a 10 seed.
19-4
Yeah.
coming out of the LLs. Cedar Crest, the runner-up, drew Dallastown, which was the defending champ. That's a brutal matchup. Penn Manor had to go play at Wilson, the Berks champ. Ephrata had a shot at home against Mifflin.
That was the one. Yeah.
That was the one I thought, okay, Ephrata's got a legit shot here. They lost by 3. That was the closest of the 6As. So I have put the 6A bracket to bed. 5A boys?
5A boys, we just have Octorara. Cocalico's
Okay.
in the playbacks to find out where it's seeded for states.
Okay.
Milton Hershey's played 3 LL teams this year.
Yeah.
Beat Township by 18. Beat Crest by 15. Beat McCaskey by 15. So Octorara has its hands full on the road.
Okay. I'm not.
Also, Milton Hershey's big. And
Size.
Octorara's not.
No, they're an athletic bunch. They can get to the rim, but they're going to have to board, sounds like it. Box out and get some boards. Tough break for Cocalico boys. Cocalico girls are still in the winner's bracket.
They might be the Cinderella of the big school tournaments.
Yeah, and they didn't make leagues, so they had 2 weeks to, get healthy. They're still dancing. They beat Palmyra in the first round. They beat Milton Hershey at Milton Hershey in the quarters. So they made states. Cocalico Tuesday night at number 2 Middletown. They're good. They only have 1 loss, and it was in the Mid-Penn tournament. They went undefeated in the regular season. They were losing to West York in the second half by double digits and came back and won. Blue Raiders are tough. Manheim Central ran into Middletown in this game last year, and Middletown won. Speaking of Manheim Central, they're still alive. All LL consolation bracket games. All Section 3. Manheim Central at LS on Monday night. Win or lose, they're both going to states. What did I say before we pressed record? The consolation bracket is the...
It's where teams go to witness protection
Witness
program.
protection program. You forget about them. You just absolutely forget that those teams are still playing. But Barons and Pioneers and then West York and Milton Hershey are also in that bracket. They'll play the rest of the week. So Cocalico girls, good on them. Kira Lehman, she's having a fabulous year. And all of a sudden, since they won and they're going to get all these games, she might get 1,000. She needs 62 points for 1,000 as a junior now.
And she was the leading scorer on a district championship soccer team.
Yes.
That nearly won the state championship. That's an incredible junior year.
Yeah, and she's good at softball too. Wow. So Kira Lehman, she's been fantastic. Okay, 4A boys, anybody?
We sit that
Done?
one out. Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't participate.
Okay, 4A girls, Lancaster Catholic, Northern Lebanon, Section 3 rivals, still playing. Semifinals are Monday night. Vikings have to go to McSherry's town. Enjoy that drive. Enjoy that fun. Drive. Whoa. Vikings at DeLone Catholic. Squirettes are the 1 seed. They've won 7 district championships. So they have been here and done that. We'll see how Northern Lebanon fares. Also Monday night, and I'm actually going to this, Lancaster Catholic at Susquehanna Township. Hannah's been really good. They're the 2 seed. Beat Big Spring in the first round. Catholic turned up its defense in the first round, beat Eastern York 52-21. And they gave up 21 points. So Catholic flexing its defensive muscles in the first round. Vikes and Crusaders will both go to states, but tricky draws. Catholic gets the 2. Northern Lebanon gets the 1. I'll catch you in the big city on Monday night. And actually Tuesday I'm going to cover that Cocalico game at Middletown. So I'll be heading up 283 way the next couple of nights. 3A boys, anybody dancing?
Well, we got Lancaster Mennonite
There
in
you
the
go.
final.
Here we go.
Mennonite and Trinity, a rematch of last year's championship. Trinity won that game. Trinity's also the last team to beat Mennonite on December 6th.
Wow.
A long time ago. It was a 19-point game, I believe. It wasn't close, and it was in Lancaster, down by the outlets, so it wasn't a road trip. This is the game that everyone had circled from the beginning, and they're clearly the best 2 teams in 3A. A lot's changed since that game. It's been almost, it's 2.5, 3 months. So I don't know how much you can read into it. Mennonite's going to have to find a different way to attack all that size that Trinity has. Mennonite's only lost 1 district game since 2020 because they've won 4 straight district titles and then they lost to Trinity. They're 11-1, and that game was last year's final. So they've done plenty of trophy lifting.
Yeah,
the Blazers have. So we'll see if they can turn the tables. The game's at Red Lion, which I think helps them. I thought, you know how the Mid-Penn loves to take care of the Mid-Penn, right? They get their sights in these championships. I thought for sure they would put Mennonite in Mid-Penn country.
Yeah, like at Central Dauphin East or something.
Somewhere Trinity had played before. But so at least they get a true neutral site, so that's good for Mennonite. The other 3A team, Catholic's still in it.
Oh, my.
They play Antietam on Tuesday night.
They're down there swimming around in that bracket.
They're in the WITSIC, as they call it, the Witness Protection Program. They got to go to Antietam.
Okay.
So the winner gets in, loser goes home.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've ever been to Antietam.
Years ago.
It is impossible to find. I've been there about 4 or 5 times, and I get lost every time.
Okay.
It's like in a mountain somewhere.
It's right near Exeter, like Mount Penn.
It's Mount Penn. Yeah, it's between Reading and Exeter. So good luck finding Antietam. If you get there, maybe you can pull this out and
tweet us. Tweet at us. Made it.
Let us know you make it back safely. But, so that would be big for them because Catholic was really down. They only won 2 games last year, so to get back to states
that'd be cool.
Would be sort of reinvigorate the program after some struggles.
Absolutely. I guess I'll see you at Red Lion on Wednesday because the first game at 5:30 is Pequea Valley Girls against Trinity. Trinity's had a really good year. And you probably saw this. Their coach is the former NBA player, Cole.
Yeah.
He's won 2 NBA championships. I remember him on Miami. I forget where else he was. But his wife is the coach at Carlisle, so they were in the area. And the Trinity coach had a health issue and had to resign. And here this NBA coach is coaching Trinity. They've beaten a bunch of LL teams this year. They beat Catholic. They beat Conestoga Valley. They beat Donegal. So Trinity's having a really good year. And they're the defending champ. They beat Pequea Valley last year at the Giant Center. Rematch is Wednesday, 5:30 at Red Lion. Columbia's in the playback round, 3rd place game, tied against Ole Valley, the Lynx. Winner goes to states. Loser is done. So Columbia needs to win on Tuesday to advance. There's nothing in 2A girls. 2A boys, anything?
Linville Hill got eliminated in the semis. That was the end of their state title defense. Yeah. That game was crazy.
Yes.
They were down 25-0. 25-0. Came back, had a 6-point lead in the third quarter. I don't think I've ever seen it.
31-point swing.
Yeah. And then before the fourth quarter even started, and then they had some foul trouble, and then the pendulum swung the other way. Yeah. And DeLone Catholic, which was undefeated in the regular season, survived 62-56. Wow. So Linville would have sent shockwaves through 2A because DeLone's a team people had penciled in for potential state run, and they would have been eliminated. But DeLone found a way, and that's it for Linville Hill, which only had 1 returning starter from the state championship, which was Drew Tibbins, who got to 1,000 points in that game. So he's the second Linville player. Steven Smucker was the first. And Josh Stoltzfus, who was the sixth man on the state title team, that was his last game. So they had incredible careers.
Oh, my.
The hardest thing to do is to be the junior on a senior-heavy championship team, because then you come back and you got to carry the burden of all those teams that you beat up on want to get you. And that's kind of the season that Linville had.
Yeah, we won't get into details, but they've lost a lot of parents the last couple of years. And they lost another parent going into that game. So, oh my gosh, those kids have gone through a lot at Linville, but they've been an unbelievable story. Congrats to Drew Tippins. He got 1,000 on a three-pointer, I think, in that game.
Three-pointer.
Tip of the cap, Linville boys. Well, what a story. We hope it's not the end of the line for them. I mean,
it'll
they're going to be okay.
Yeah, they still have some guys.
Yeah.
You know, they have Emerson Westfall, and they have Jeremiah King, who's Daniel King's little brother. So they're going to have some players next year. The question is, are they going to be the team that can, win districts? And and they're going to stay in 2A because they won that state championship, and that's really not where they belong. But the PIAA doesn't have a lot of flexibility with that stuff.
No. As mentioned, Linville girls still alive. 1A girls bracket is 4 teams standing. They're all CCAC rivals. They're all rivals. These are all rematch games. Number 1, Veritas, CCAC champ, beat Harrisburg Academy in the quarters. They play Linville Hill, which is the 2-time defending champ in this bracket. That game's at Warwick on Tuesday in Lidditz. Bottom bracket, New Covenant Christian, which lost to Veritas in the CCAC finals. They play Mount Calvary. Mount Calvary's still alive. Veritas Linville, CCAC East rivals. Veritas swept the season series. New Covenant Mount Calvary are CCAC West rivals. And they also played in the CCAC semifinals. That went to overtime. New Covenant has won all 3 of those matchups. That game is Tuesday at New Covenant. Have you been to New Covenant?
I have not, no.
That's cool. They kind of built this arena thing behind the school, and it's just like they got one of them sport courts. It's pretty cool, though, and they get a nice little crowd in there. It's a nice little cool gym arena kind of a deal. But yeah, and they all made states. Dayspring Christian Academy is all still playing. They actually play Monday night against Conestoga Christian. Dayspring must win to go to states. A loss and they're out. So single A is going to be great in girls.
So CCAC could have 5 of the 6 state qualifiers.
Oh yeah, they probably will.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me if they do. Although Greenwood's still up there, and Linville Hill miraculously beat Greenwood in the quarters the other night. So
get ready to drive to like Bucktown or somewhere to watch a state game.
I know. Yeah, single A girls are going to keep me busy probably. But 8 girls teams, 4 in 1A locally, are still in winners brackets. So good stuff. Okay.
1A boys.
1A boys.
Dayspring Christian.
There we go. Hey, wow.
Perennial
what a year they're
power
having.
Warriors.
Yes.
It's in Mountville, by the way.
Yes,
If you don't know where Dayspring Christian is. First trip to the state tournament.
Nice.
They beat New Covenant in the 4-5 game in the quarters. Second district win. They were 1-11, I think, before this season. So their first district game, I looked this up. They played Lebanon Catholic and gave up 107 points.
No way.
In like 2002. That might have been the Zach
Pierre
Pierre. That might have been before them. I'm not sure, but the point is they've come a long way. They're a contender now. They have 2,000 point scorers. We talked about Noah Huxta and Gabe Mellinger.
Mm-hmm.
They get the number 1 seed though. They get York Country Day, who's probably the tournament favorite.
Okay.
But they're in states, and that's a big deal for them, and they've been
is.
kind of knocking on that door, and they haven't been able to win the district qualifiers or get through that way, so they finally did, and so they made it. We do have another team that will get out of 1A.
Yeah.
La Academia and Lancaster Country Day play in a qualifier tonight, Monday night. Winner is in, loser is done, and then the winner would play in the 5-6 game to see whether they're 5th or 6th. So Country Day and La Academia did play on that court earlier this season, and Country Day won. So Country Day lost a crusher to High Point in the quarters, 51-50. Otherwise, they would be going to Coventry Christian, which is where High Point will go for the semifinals. So we didn't make the semifinals in 1A, which was a bit of a surprise from the LL perspective. But yeah, so we have 3 teams from Lancaster County still in the hunt in the winners bracket, and that is, well, actually not Lancaster County because Octorara is Chester County, but Octorara, Mennonite, the 2 LL finalists, and Dayspring Christian.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay. Still a lot of hoops to be played, though. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out.
We'll have 6 or 7 state teams for the boys' side, depending if Catholic wins.
All right. One of us is making the Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Altoona trip. I'm sure it's coming. As long as somebody gets to Martz Hall, please. That's my only wish. Somebody please play at Martz Hall, the greatest on-campus high school gym in the state, in my humble opinion. Girls All-Stars, I was told they're waiting on like 1 voter. So maybe this week we'll see the Girls All-Stars from the coaches. Anything on the boys? Are they trickling in?
I have about half of the votes.
Come on, guys.
It's pretty clear who the. It depends where you want to break it. I think 9 players have gotten votes.
Okay.
But I think 6 have gotten at least 5 votes.
Okay.
So it'll probably be a top 6, but you never know. Maybe it could be a top 7 if someone gets 4 or 5 votes. But I usually won't include a kid who gets 1 or 2 votes on the all-league team. I kind of set a threshold at like 5. And
that's smart.
And then last year we had 14 kids get 4 or 5 votes, so I just broke it into 2 teams. So we'll see how the rest of the vote falls. But it's an easy year. Like there's some. I mean, Timmy Hambright's an obvious choice.
Washington,
Chase Hurst. Your Majesty Washington, it's the choice. Vito Vespi for Octorara and Demir Salisbury.
Yeah, I mean those are all gimmies.
They seem pretty obvious to me. So
the Vito kid, I'm glad I got to see them a couple times in the LLs. He can really.
I think that shot he made, the shot he made against Octorara, I think that put him on the all-league team.
The Cocalico game the other night?
Yeah.
I saw the video of it, like a dribble drive.
And kind of a pump and then another pump and a fall away, but he's been on every ballot since he made that shot.
Nice.
So I think people were paying attention.
Good. Glad to hear that. Absolutely glad to hear that. You had a good story this week on some recruiting. A couple kids, local kids, who everybody probably knows now, are going to Lancaster Bible. Do tell.
That's the place. You haven't been to a game, but it is a great environment. A lot of times these college Division III games are kind of dreary and not well attended, but that place is. You've been there for a high school.
I've been there
game.
For high school.
It's
games.
like that for a Saturday afternoon, college game.
Nice.
Lancaster Bible College has a lot of local players. Camden Hurst, who won the state championship at Mennonite, goes there. Daniel King, who went to the semis with Linville Hill, goes there. So John Mack, their coach, I see him all the time. He's following the LL teams around, and he's trying to build locally. And the 2 guys he's added are probably the 2 best seniors in Timmy Hambright and Chase Hurst, who will play with Camden again, like they did in high school. And we talked in summertime, John Mack and I, and those were his guys.
Nice.
They were the 2 he wanted, and they both had incredible years, and they both picked Bible college. And you can, they have Landon Zizit from Manheim Central and Micah Gray from Elko, and so they have all these guys who are local, and they win big. They're the top seed in their conference, and they've been to the NCAA tournament. So it's just a reminder that you can win that way at that level. Now, not E-Town and F&M and Millersville don't necessarily go that route. Millersville's different in the PSAC.
Portal.
Yeah, they go more the portal route, but F&M and E-Town are maybe a higher level conference than Bible College, but they don't recruit locally like LBC
does. Yeah. Good for those guys. There's only one basketball. That's the thing. All those guys are on-ball guys.
Well, first of all, they play like Loyola Marymount.
Fun.
I mean, it is. They scored 117 points at the game I was at Saturday, and it's like 38-9 after 6 minutes. It's like a back-and-forth hurricane, and they can't shoot fast enough. And so they play like 12, 13 guys. Trey Grube's another one, Manheim Central, the all-time leading scorer. He's there.
He's there, too?
He's there. So he parks in the corner, and the defense has to worry about other guys. They kick it out, and he just buries threes. Like he shoots 45% from 3. It's
gosh. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
So there's only one ball, but they play so fast, there's a lot of shots.
Nice. Glad to hear that. Let me mention, while we're just kind of chatting here, Tom Hillen is retiring as a LL girls ref, and I've known Mr. Hillen forever. I think people know I went to CV, and he was my teacher at CV, and he was the girls' coach when I was there, and I used to be the video guy. That's what I did. I didn't play, but I was the video. Back when they had handy cams, I'd sit in the bleachers and record the games on VHS tapes. So those are somewhere in somebody's closet forever and ever and ever. And great coach, 200 wins, couple district championships. Resurfaced as a ref many years ago. Overcame a health issue. Wow. To come back and ref more. I thought he might get an LL final, but he didn't. And that's okay. It happens. But he's wonderful ref, wonderful person. And I've known Tom forever and ever. It's always weird when you come back and you cover your teachers, and you can call him Tom and Jared. It's not Mister anymore. But he's stepping down after a great basketball career, coaching, reffing, and wonderful person. And he'll be missed with the LL ref crew. Any ref stories? Well,
I'll just say all these referees that get yelled at all game, they all have great basketball stories. They contributed in some way, whether they were a player or a coach or something. And you see a lot of play now as we get older. You see a lot of guys who you watched play who are now referees, which is a little sobering. But they're not idiots. They've been doing this a long time, and they know the game better than most, if not everyone.
When I got to cover some of the boys' stuff, the LLs, I saw the boys refs again, and I used to cover LL boys years ago, but I recognized all of them. Like they're still reffing.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's a decades long job for a lot of guys. They do it for life.
Yeah, really, really great. The LL refs are awesome. Rick Hartle does an awesome job as the assigner and trying to keep everybody happy and trying to get everybody games. So hopefully, fingers crossed, some of the LL crews get district games and state games moving forward. But I thought it was a pretty darn good year for LL refs. We still hear some nonsense, but I didn't think there was as much nonsense this year. But hey, they don't play the games without those guys. So well done. Okay, anything else, Jace? We got to go.
That's it. We'll see if we get a district championship this week. I think boys' best hope is Lancaster Mennonite.
Okay. A lot of girls teams dancing. I predict a 1A girls champ locally.
I think you're safe there.
Yeah, I think I'm safe there. Okay, we're out of time. For Jason, I'm Jeff. Thank you, Tyler. It is the Full Court Press Podcast, chatting everything local hoops. Enjoy districts this week. I hope you get dug out of the snow. We'll be back next week to wrap up districts and see who's left for the state tournament. We'll talk to you then. Thanks.